Very good morning, my dear students of class 12th. Open your Ecos book at page number 75 and second paragraph. Ignoring my wife's pessimistic. Open, put your fingers here and try to understand. Here the author says, ignoring my wife's pessimistic and antisocial outlook. I ignored my wife's pessimistic, one who sees the dark side of the thing. One who always sees the dark side of the thing. Pessimistic and antisocial outlook. I ignored my wife's pessimistic and antisocial outlook. I picked up the telephone and I asked for a number. He dialed the number. Hello, Hope. Gary here. Hello. Hello, Hope. Hope, the manager of the bank. Gary here. Hello, said Hope resignedly. What can I do for you? Hope, I want you to give me a list of all the richest people on the island. As he was the manager, so he hoped, the author, the narrator hoped that he would know all the people who are rich on the island. As he was the manager of the bank. All the richest people, said Hope in bewilderment, in confusion, in confused way he asked. Why he asked about all the richest people? So he bewildered, he confused. Now what are you up to? What are you doing? What happened? Now what are you up to? Well, I have just been offered a baby gorilla at a very reasonable price. The author said, 1200 pounds only. I don't happen to have 1200 pounds at the moment. I have got, a baby gorilla has been offered at a very reasonable price, only 1200 pounds, and I haven't 1200 pounds at present. The rest of my sentence was drowned by Hope's rich laughter. He laughed loudly. Hope's rich laughter. So you hope to get the wealthy of the island to buy it for you. All the wealthy people will buy it for you, she said chortlingly. Chortling means laughing loudly. Chortling. She said chortling. Jerry, really you are dotty. Really you are eccentric. Really you are insane. Eccentric means one who does not behave like others. She said, chortling. Jerry, really you are dotty. I don't see what's wrong with the idea. There is nothing wrong in this idea. I protested. I posed. They should be glad to contribute towards buying such a rare creature. As gorilla is a very rare creature, so they should be glad to contribute towards buying such a rare creature. After all, if breeding colonies of things like gorilla aren't established in captivity soon, there won't be any left at all. If we will not preserve things like gorillas and they will not breed, soon such type of species will extinct. Surely these people realize this. Surely these people realize this. I'm afraid they don't, said Hope. Hope said that I'm afraid that they won't contribute. I realize it and you realize it. But I'm afraid the average person either doesn't or couldn't care less. He says, but I'm afraid that the average person either doesn't or couldn't care less. I suppose you are right, I said gloomily, sadly. Anyway, I think it's worth a try, don't you? There is no problem if I try it. It's worth a try, but I wouldn't pin too much faith on their generosity. They won't be so generous as you think. If I were you, said Hope. Anyway, give me half an hour and I will ring you back. He said that, give me some time, half an hour, and I will ring you back. Half an hour later, Hope dictated a list of about 50 people over the telephone. The name of 50 people over the telephone. While I wrote them down feverishly, excitedly, I noted down the name. The narrator noted down the name. Then I looked up the telephone number, took a deep breath and started. Good morning, Mrs. McGurgle. Gerald Darrell from the zoo here. I am so sorry to worry you. I am so sorry to disturb you. We have just been offered a baby gorilla at a very reasonable price, 1200 pounds. Well, yes, but it's not expensive for a gorilla. The rate is very reasonable. Well, I was wondering if you would care to purchase a small portion of it, if you would contribute some money for it, say a leg or something. Part. He distributed the gorilla in many parts, leg, hand, mouth, abdomen, like this. Say a leg or something. You would contribute. That's immensely kind of you. Too much. I will. It will be very kind of you. Thank you very much indeed. Goodbye. By lunch time, I had collected, the narrator collected 200 pounds. He managed, however, 200 pounds. Only another 1,000 to go, and the gorilla was mine. 1,000 pounds he had to manage just after the lunch. Only another 1,000 to go and gorilla was mine. It was at this point that I discovered the next person on the list was Major Domo. The second person was Major Domo. I had never met him and I had no idea how he would react to the suggestion that he might buy a bit of gorilla. The author had no idea about that. To my immense relief, the suggestion seemed to amuse him. He amused by his suggestion, for he chuckled. He laughed quietly. He laughed quietly. How much is it? He asked. Major Domo asked to the narrator. 1,200 pounds, I said. And how much have you collected already? 200 pounds. Well, said Major Domo, you would better come along this afternoon and I will find you the balance. Total 1,000 pounds. he would promise that he would give. To say I was speechless means nothing. To say I was speechless means nothing. The narrator was speechless, spellbound. When I had gone to the telephone, he was speechless because he did not expect that Major Domo would give him all the rest money, 1,000 pounds. When I had gone to the telephone, I thought there might be a chance of getting 25 pounds, possibly even 50. 100 would have been beyond the dreams of avarice, greed. And here was Major Domo handing me a baby gorilla on a platter, given easily, so to speak. I stammered my thanks, slammed down the telephone, and rushed around the zoo, telling everyone of the fact that we were going to have a baby gorilla. And what happened after that, you will study in my next video. Thank you so much, students.